I'm not seeing beautiful faces yet. I see Janet Triggs' face. Hi, Janet. Everybody's dark. Come on in. Sheila's ready to drop some info on you. Looks like we're slowed right down, Miss Sheila.
Okay.
Hi, Sandy. All right. Well, I guess we'll get going since we were a little bit late starting. Welcome, everyone, to the Wednesday education hour, well, half hour. Sheila just got a little bit for you today. She's going to drop some information on you, keep you up to date, up to speed on what's going on. And it's all great information. This program is going to be phenomenal. Can you imagine the amount of children that can be taught proper education? It's just, it's amazing. And in their own homes. There's the big point there. So with that, I'm going to just hush myself and I'm going to introduce Miss Sheila. This is MSI Sheila Matchett, and she knows a lot about homeschooling because that's what she did. And also this is a different realm. So with all of that, I'm going to just let Sheila take over. And Sheila, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Linda. Good afternoon, evening, everybody, depending on your time zone. And thank you for coming. We are not going to have a whole lot to talk about today. It's not going to take a full 30 minutes. Next week, you will be introduced to 5 more teachers. We got to get them approved, got to make sure that they get their acceptance letters. And I'm doing them in groups. So we will have teachers also by next Wednesday. You're going to have your first grouping of YouTube videos for these teachers so that you can start promoting your classes. With that being said, you need to go ahead and make sure that you have your pages written for students to come in, and they can come in for $1. So you want to make sure that you have your contact me page, your response magic page, whichever one that's there. And you're going to give them some information. If you want to know how much it's going to be, kindergarten is free. And that's going to be our introduction to not only our staff that we're going to have, our teachers, but also to our curriculums, how they're made up. They'll get access to the back office. They'll get to meet and see how our program functions. They'll be having access to the YouTube and Zoom. So the kindergarten is basically going to be our jumping platform to educate everybody about how our curriculum and our program is going to function. With that being said, all the teachers that are coming in, the teachers are asking this. So if you have a teacher that is interested, let them know that they are not coming in as an employee. So they are coming in as a 1099. They will be working from home themselves. They will be their own boss. They will have carte blanche to create their own schedule based on the subjects that they're teaching. So yes, they still need to do the $99 a month to get into the program. So with that being said, the curriculum itself is $99 a month per household up to 10 children. Okay. That is just for the curriculum, because we'll have some people come in and say, I just want your curriculum. I want access to the back office. I'll teach the kids myself. We're giving them that option. But if there is a parent that says, I want the whole kit and caboodle, then it's $99 for the household to get access to the curriculum 1 through 12. And then from grades 1 through 8, it's $109 a month. We've spread it out. It's 12 months. It's a 12-month program, but we split it up into monthly payments. Once we get the landing pages, they will see the full amount that they can pay up front. or they can pay in monthly installments. It'll be up to them. But if they do the monthly installments, it'll be the $99 a month for the curriculum, or the $99 for the curriculum, and then $109 a month for the actual teaching sessions. And that's not per teacher, that's per grade. And it's $109 a month. For grades 9 through 12, it's $129 a month. Okay, you only pay the $99 once. Okay, I think, yes. You pay the $99 for the curriculum. That gets you access to the back office, and then you're going to have your students. I don't think we're going to have anybody that's going to come in and just want the curriculum and that's it. They're all going to want teachers. That's the whole point of this, is that they don't have to do this themselves. I know as a homeschool mom, that was the hardest thing, was to differentiate between mom and teacher. And sometimes that can be hard. Also trying to come up with activities to do. The teachers themselves, so far we're up to grade 6 completed for curriculums. And Daniel said there's over 20,000 documents. There's over 20,000 documents for teachers to have access to teach. And they can load it up into their grade and actually assign it, pull it up for their class that day, have it done, gets graded, everything is there. All of our program is going to be automated. So teachers, you don't have to grade papers. You don't have to do any of that. It's all going to be automated. You'll have access to their grades once they're done, so you can see where a student is falling, where they might be having some issues, where you can go in and talk to the parent about the student having some trouble. If it continues, then that's where you also have access to recommend our tutoring program. Once we get our teachers full, then from that point on, the teachers that do not, well, I'm not going to say qualify, but may not make the teacher program, then they're going to be having access to the tutoring program. There's some great resumes that I'm getting, but there's also a lot of resumes I'm getting that do not have any teaching experience. For our first year, I do want to have at least some teachers with teaching experience. There are some great resumes I'm getting that does have a lot of experience, period. That would probably be good candidates, or that are great candidates for our tutoring. Once we get the tutoring off the ground, if those teachers want to migrate and you feel comfortable teaching a student base, then we will revisit that and get you back into the program for our tutoring program. Our teaching program. Now for the teachers, you got to remember that the teacher, they get paid 3 ways once they get accepted into the program. Okay. As of right now, in pre-launch, for pre-launch teachers can come in for $59.95, which is our Vortex. That is for their back office access, and then the $50 membership fee. So their first payment is going to be the $59.95 plus the $50. And then it's $59.95 a month. And the reason that's being, because I've had people ask me, well, why am I getting charged? Because you're going to not be paying for your own Zoom. That is where your back office is for all of your curriculum. So you'll actually have a platform where you'll see your students' information and your students only. You're not going to have access to the whole profile or platform. You'll have access to your student base. That way, if you need to email or text a parent, you have access to that. That is also where your payment structure is going to be. So that's where they're going to upload your pay. And your pay is, for teaching, it's $50 per student per class. So I have some teachers that's going to be teaching 3 and 4 classes throughout their grade, the grades that they are able to teach. So they'll get paid for each class they're teaching, for each child that comes in. Also, every program every class is getting recorded to go into the library for that grade. If a student misses, 50 cents, not $50, 50 cents per child, per day, per class. Okay. So if a student misses your class, that time frame, they have until midnight to access the library to get counted for that day. Okay. If not, then they miss that day. So that's how your attendance is calculated. Because we have the different time zones, it's going to be whatever midnight is their time. We'll probably adjust it so it's midnight throughout, and just have a cutoff. I don't know if we're going to go through Eastern or California. I'm not sure how we're going to set that up, but it has to be within that day, that time frame, for them to get counted. Now, that doesn't say that they can't go back into the library and get that homework and catch up. But if it's after that date that they have to physically be accounted for, then they can't get credit for actually being in class. But they can always go in and access the library to do the homework. The minute they access that library, you get paid as a teacher. Okay. Anytime your library is accessed per student, you get paid when that student comes in there. All right. The other way that the teacher can get paid is by referrals. You can refer students, doesn't matter what grade. If a student comes in at kindergarten and gets a package, starts with the kindergarten level, they come in, get the kindergarten curriculum, then that student is tied to you through the duration of the school program. Now, if you, for any reason, decide to drop out as a teacher, but you're still in our DTCA back office, then you still receive that referral, okay? You're not going to lose the referral unless you totally leave the program, okay? Maximum number of students per class is 500 per class. That's where we max out. That's a Zoom limitation, okay? The other way that a teacher can get paid is they can actually have referral for other teachers. So if that teacher comes in, you also, and you're in the DT, everybody that comes in has to be in the DTCA back office platform. So you will get BV on that teacher that comes in. With that being said, both the parent of the student and the teacher, once they are in the program, also has access to join other marketing platforms that we have. However, when they come in under the Brainfood Ambassador Program, the only thing they will see once it is fully launched is education. They won't see Cash Network Direct. They won't see Wine Ambassador, not Wine, DTCA. They won't see any of the programs that we have in there. They won't see the cheese. They won't see any of that, only education. If they give you the green light, says, yes, I would like to see other options that we have, then we will open that door and they will have access to see that. Okay, but only if they give you permission. Other than that, that door will not be open for them. They will only see the Brainfood education platform. Somebody said something in chat. No, if you are in the DTCA program and you are not a teacher, you will not be allowed to see the curriculum. That is for teachers only, teachers and students. So if you want to see what the curriculum is, we could probably print you or give you access to see that. Tutors will only be able to see what they teach. So you're not going to be able to go in and see what other teachers are doing. You will only have access to what you are specifically geared into. Okay. And that's a security issue. You know, we want to make sure that everybody is secured. So referrals, it depends, you know, the referrals is the same thing as your DTCA. So once you sign in, depending on what they come into, that's how you get paid. If you don't understand the DTCA structure, get with your students. With your instructor. Tutoring platform has not been established yet. As of right now, we're going to be using our Australia partners for the tutoring until we get it up and running here. We're going to try to launch them in conjunction, or shortly thereafter we launch the school program, we'll be launching the tutor program. But as of right now, we're going to be integrating with the Australia program, the Brainfood, which is the parent company over there. With that being said, one of the things I'm looking for, like I said, I've got probably 7 or 8 new applicants just in the last few days, and it's great. I'm asking anybody that has knowledge of a teacher that is capable of teaching high school, science, history, typing, and home economics. Those are the teachers. At middle school and elementary, we pretty much have covered, but those are some of the subjects I'm looking for high school. So I'm going to peruse some of go back over some of them. I might have missed some that has that capability of teaching that. I already have one or two teachers now. I like to have at least 2 or 3 teachers in each subject, just so that we have a variety for the students to choose from. No, not hiking. Home economics. So home economics, typing, history, science, oh, and English. I need 2 more English teachers. So step up, guys, get the word out there, let them know. Yep. The other thing, guys, just make sure you got your pages out there. Right now, Roy has graciously allowed us to come in at the Vortex level plus the $50 membership. Remember, once it goes live, then it's going to be $250 to come in plus your $50 membership, and then your $59.95 a month. So you want to get in on the ground floor on our building phase, because once it's live and launched and everything's finished, then you're looking at $300 to get started. That's going to be great for the persons that referring you, but it might make you decide not to join our program, which I would regret terribly, because we need good qualified teachers. So get on board now. Even if you're talking to somebody, go ahead and say, hey, I need you to go ahead and sign up for this. If they don't want to do it, or they find out, hey, this is not something for me, then guess what? They got wine. You can tell them to go in and order some wine. Hey, go get you some cheese. They have access to it. You know, their membership's good for a year. I don't understand what you're talking about, Tony. Everybody can get in the Vortex for $59.95, but we have a platform that's just for teachers. So once it goes live, Rory has a list of all those that are going to be our teachers, and they will be moved over. They'll be moved over to the Brainfood platform. So it's not going to be, well, who's where. No, we have a board that we put the teachers on, so that once it's live, then Peter can go in there and look and move those teachers to the Brainfood platform. So it's not going to affect those that are in DTCA at all. So it's going to be, yeah, those that are not in Brainfood, that has nothing to do. These are just for teachers. So Tony, get back with Kathleen. This is just for the teachers. No, it is not good to see the whole curriculum. You're only going to be able to see the curriculum for the grades that you're teaching. The curriculums are basically carried the same format. So for protection purposes, you'll only be able to see what grades you'll be able to teach. We just have to keep it that way. If not, we'll have too many people going there. You can crash the system, and we do not want that happen. So you'll see access, or you'll have access to the curriculum that you are teaching, or curriculums. I do have some of my elementary and middle school. Yes, foreign languages. I do. I have a Spanish. I got one lady, if I can get her back on the phone, she is very fluent in 4 different languages, and she says she will teach them, but her schedule is, and our schedule can't seem to get meshed, but we're going to figure it out. She's amazing. She even teaches Mandarin. So there might be somebody here. I know we have some Mandarin students, and I was like, we need to get you in other areas too. So, but yes, other foreign languages is great. We can never have enough of those. I would like to give them a variety, not just Spanish. So if you know somebody that does French, you know, Italian, You know, definitely Spanish. Everybody does that. German. So there's other languages out there that people teach fluently. If you have a teacher that does another language, please let me know. Everybody, yes, we have a lot in the works, guys, about other things. But like we said, we want to get our platform, our baseline, which is our education, off the ground for K through 12. So you're asking questions about parents. Once the parent comes in and registered for their grade, the teacher that is teaching will have a criteria platform set up for what is expected for that class from that teacher. So they're not going to come in blind. If they're signing up, say for Emilio's music class, and they need a specific material, we're going to try to have most of it in there. But if it's not in there, then he will list it. This is what you need for class. If we, yes, Renee, I was getting there. Hold on for your questions, guys. The other thing is that if the teacher, like I know Emilio and another teacher is going to actually be listing specific instruments. If the student doesn't have that instrument, so on the criteria that they will need for their class, they'll list, if you do not have this instrument, then you need to rent one or purchase one. So the teacher, once the classes or they get their schedule and a list of the students that'll be coming in, they will be creating an email with their criteria listed, with their notes that how their class is going to go, anything that the student might need. But for the most part, everything's going to be in the back office. That's the whole point of our program. Everything is digital. It's digitized. They're not going to have sheets of paper laying around. There will be a grading system. They will be able to see evaluations and performance levels at intervals throughout the school year, just like any other grade. If they're not doing well, yes, there will be a parent-teacher conference. If they're doing great and they want to excel, the teacher has the ability to go into a separate folder to get more advanced work for them to do to keep them engaged. If a student happens to be going really fast, I do have 2 AP teachers for high school. We can move them right into that grade because they're going to be teaching more advanced programs. And if we see a student that needs that class, then we will recommend them move from that teacher to the AP teachers to keep them on a more even keel for what their abilities are. So we have that covered. We're not going to leave any child behind. We're not going to have anybody being bored. We don't want them to cause disruption, but the teachers will have control of their class. Once they get their curriculum and get their lesson plans done, the teaching is up to the teacher. And that's why I'm going through, and the teachers that I've talked to that have come on board, they know we're not doing any political agendas. We're not doing anything to how do I say it, re-educate our children on how we want them to vote or how to see politics. This is basic English. If a teacher is interested, you should have a page created already for our Brainfood education platform. It should have your link to your DTCA non-ship in there. And then at the very bottom, when it says submit resume, you should have a link to my form where all the resumes get to me. If you don't have that, get with your instructor, they have it. Your MSI, I know, has it. That's how you get there. So let me see these answers. How do we know that a child attending class? Video has to be on. Each child will have their own login to Zoom. That starts that they attended or that they attempted class, but their camera has to be on. We have to physically see them on the camera. So they will not have the option to shut their camera off. If the teacher does not see that student on camera, they will not be counted for being there that day. We can have kids come in. The parent does have to approve their schedule. So that was the one thing, that the parents do approve their schedule. If a student decides that they don't like their teacher, or that they're not getting what they need from their teacher. An adult small. Then the parent can decide to go, and with that student, they can switch teachers within that grade. It might be a different time, or it's really up to the student. So teachers, don't be alarmed if for 1 week you have one set of students and the next week you might have a whole different set. The other thing is, if a student transfers from public school to our program, there will be one small testing, but then they will come in. They can go to the library to catch up if they need to, but they'll be easily integrated to our program. And just jump in. There's information to be able to transfer over, and we can get them started immediately. Like I said, there's really nothing that they need to bring other than themselves. Everything will be on the computer. The teacher will have the option to give them extra homework if they choose to do so. But for the most part, classes are going to be 30 to 45 minutes with 30 minutes of instruction, and the rest of the time actually doing the homework with the child on the class. So, yep. So that is it. I think I answered
Sheila,
all the questions.
You want to bring up what Rory and Daniel are doing then as well? I think some of these people be put at ease thinking that they have to advertise the curriculum. Number one, we're marketers, people. We need to entice people. Yep. That's what we do. We market. And then Rory's doing the Sheila. What's he doing now?
So he's actually creating a landing page. Him and Daniel and Peter are creating a landing page that is going to go to an introductory page for the Brainfood Ambassador Program. Okay. It's not done yet because Daniel is diligently working to get our curriculums up. It takes usually 2 to 3 days to do one grade for the curriculum. And he's got 12 grades to do, 13 counting kindergarten. So, and he's working on doing that to make sure that everything's in. Not only is he building the curriculum, but he's also getting documentation and support materials to go into the folder for that grade for teachers to access. Okay. So once we get that done, that's why I said it's to your benefit that it's not done and completed right now, because now everybody can still get in at that phenomenal pricing. The rates to get into DTCA. So no, we will not be using Google Classrooms. We'll be using Zoom. Everything's going to be on Zoom. All right. It has the biggest platform that we can use. It's more secure. It gives the teachers better control of what they can use and what they can't use. They also have access to whiteboards. They can do their own backgrounds, but then they can also monitor. No, if a student needs extra help, they will be directed to the tutoring program. The teacher itself will not do extra work. If the student needs help, then we will direct them to the tutoring. The $99 is for the curriculum for the family. You create a page about the school and you send them that page. So, but as far monthly, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sheila, do you have that? Do you have the pricing on your page?
I do. It's on my teacher's page. And
everybody should have her page.
It should be alternative education. Just go in my I don't have it pulled up right now. My computer's really slow with this storm, but just go on my website, 5e95.com, and type in education or teaching. Per high school, it's $99 for the curriculum and $129 a month. For 1st through 8th, it's $99 for the curriculum, up to 10 students per household. Okay. So it's the household. They have to be in the same house. So they can't go and pool together and have a club. So I'll put this in here. Hold up. Let me get my computer to function. Everyone. I can't remember my page. I think it's online teachers or teachers needed. Hold up. Give me just a second, guys. I think I talked longer than I meant to. It's 9 o'clock.
Online teachers needed, right?
I don't think that's the name of it. It's something like that. Online teachers.
That's what I have.
Okay. If you
But
got it.
I'm looking at the pay, and then, but I don't see the class on this one, per the classes, or per the A.
Okay, look on, that's the one that has the funding.
Okay, so I'll put this one out, and then tell me what the other one might be, Sheila. Just look up education.
Yeah, look up education. Online private school, that's it.
Okay.
Let me get that one, or maybe.
I got it. I'm on your site.
Okay. If not, I can go there.
Okay, I got it bookmarked.
Oh, yep, that's it. Online, that's the one. Online private school. All right, copy. You got it? And then the other one is for teachers. That has
the teachers is the online teachers, right?
Yep.
Got them both. There you go, people.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you can't copy and paste in Zoom. Just click on them. It'll open up the screen for you, and then you can save it from there. Okie dokie. What do you think, Sheila?
I think that's it. And there are people that still sending me resumes in the email. Please use that link because I have so many emails coming in that I may overlook it. And if I did, I'm sorry. So please use that link. If you have submitted me your resume through an email, please get your link and submit it through there, because that way I have Roy can get access to it, Peter and Daniel, so that we can put it with your folder and create a file for all of our teachers, just so we can have it for, reasons.
All intensive purpose.
Yeah. We want to make sure everything's above board. Yeah. References, if you've submitted it once, you can't submit it again. So again, guys, just remember, this is still a position, just like any positions that you are filling a resume out for. Just because we're here with R 247, do not think that we're going to penny ante anything. It has to be very professional. So if you leave something out, if you were applying for a regular job and you left something out, would you go back and say, oh, by the way, here's this? That's going to look very shoddy to you as a person. How, we're going to do the same thing. Like I said, I want people that are very meticulous, that are going to literally take our kids in hand and teach them the proper way that they should learn. If you are not conscious enough to make sure you have a proper resume, to me, what does that say about you teaching my child? Okay, so make sure you have a proper resume. If you're going anywhere else to apply for a job, you have everything there. You have your credentials, you have your job experiences, you have your education, you have your references. If you put on there, call me for references, you're not getting a call from me. Sorry.
Follow the protocols. Mhm.
All right. References should be on your file, on your resume. Don't put call me for references. I don't want to call you for references. Okay. So with that being said, guys, you know, I'm not trying to be ugly. This is what I used to do before I came to the Triple R. Okay. So I know what I'm doing on this side. And I didn't think I would have to use this again, but I'm using this again.
Yeah. It's professionalism.
Yeah.
You have to portray that to the parents.
So yeah. So I'm not trying
Absolutely.
to be hard, but if your resume really stands out and I know you as a person, then yeah, I might, you know, give you some leeway. But for the most part, I have to be the same above board with everybody, because first and foremost, this is a business. Second, you are teaching our children. So if you're scripting on one thing, what else are you going to script on? What else are you going to cut corners in? So I have to think that way. Being a professional myself, I can't get away from that. That's my OCD kicking in. I think all the other things, if you're doing this, what else are you going to do? If you don't do this, what else won't you do? So we have to make sure that we do that. So again, if you submitted a resume to me through email and you haven't done it through the link, please get your link from your instructor or your MSI and resubmit that resume through that link so that we can have all of them in one platform, so that we can pick and pull from them as we need them once our tutoring program starts. And as I go through and pick more teachers and get those out. Those of you that I've set up schedules with and appointments, please make sure that you're there. I will be sending you text messages about half an hour before our actual appointment. Those of you that I need to contact, please check your emails and text messages. I'll be sending more out tomorrow to set more up for next week. And those of you that are already here, be ready to get on a call to, again, get our Zoom, finish up with our Zoom training for your YouTube. So with that being said, next week, you're going to have a lot of information. As far as our teachers go, you're going to get introduced to new teachers and have your first string of YouTube videos ready to create and add to those pages. So that's all I have.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Sheila, as always.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everybody, for attending tonight, and show back up next week. Do your homework. Look at her pages, and then you won't have as many questions.
Okay, let me clear this up right now. I'm going to clear it, and this question pops up every time. All right. Everybody get a notepad and write this down. Okay, because we're not, I've seen it ever since we've started this. Our curriculum is government approved. That means no matter what state you are in, you can use our curriculum to pass any grade that you use it for. There are certain states that have state approved classes that they require. That's per state. We are not a state program. We are continental, so to speak. It is a government approved program that is accessible in any state for graduation. If they take our curriculum and go through K through 12, they graduate with our program and it will be accredited to any college. That's what we have our lawyers for. They made that happen. And because we are a private entity with education, there are a lot of things we don't have to do that a public school does. That is the benefit of being in a private platform. So quit spazzing out about Texas has to learn about Texas history and Tennessee has to learn about this and California. We do not. That's the privilege of being a private school.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Mic drop.
Darling.